Today, I present the proposed budget of the Department of Trade and Industry, including its attached agencies and corporations, amounting to 12.08 billion. Of this amount, 6.98 billion pesos goes to the Office of the Secretary, while the remaining 2.63 billion pesos is distributed to its 5 attached agencies, namely the Board of Investments, the Construction Industry Authority, the Cooperative Development Authority, the Design Center of the Philippines, and the Philippine Trade Training Center. The national government provides support to 3 out of 8 DTI corporations, namely Small Business Corporation, Center for International Trade Expositions and Missions, and the Aurora Pacific Economic Zone and Freeport Authority, amounting to 2.47 billion pesos. This appropriation aligns with the SDG 8, Decent Work and Economic Growth, and the Filipino Ambition 2040. The DTA aims to boost competitiveness and make the Philippines the second most attractive FDI destination in ASEAN by 2028. This will create jobs, raise incomes, reduce disparities, and improve lives. However, there were budget cuts under the maintenance and other operating expenses, particularly for industry and MSME development programs. Despite this cut, the DTI remains committed to its mandate and is dedicated to strategically allocating resources to support initiatives that strengthen our economy and improve Filipinos' living standards. We appeal for your support for an additional funding of 1.86 billion pesos for DTI's priority programs in meeting its expenditure directive. Through collaboration, we can achieve a brighter future that fulfills our people's aspirations for a secure, comfortable, and prosperous life by 2040. Let us unite and take bold actions toward a more competitive and thriving Philippines. Maraming salamat po. This representation is now ready to answer questions from our colleagues.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Tan, Congressman Tan, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Presley C. De Jesus of Party List PhilReca to interpolate the sponsor in the proposed budget of the Department of Trade and Industry.
There is no objection. Chair recognizes Representative Presley De Jesus to interpolate our sponsor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and distinguished sponsor. May the good sponsor yield some question from this representation?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. This representation wishes to raise several questions to the Department of Trade and Industry and the Board of Investment in line with our scrutiny of the proposed fiscal year 2026 General Appropriation Bill. Mr. Speaker, budget allocation should reflect a clear strategic direction. It is crucial that we know where DTI intend to concentrate the resources so that Congress and the public can hold them accountable for measurable outcomes. The first question, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, to DTI, what are the priority programs and projects under your proposed fiscal year 2026 budget? Could you identify top 3 priority programs under your fiscal 2026 budget? What are the specific targets in terms of enterprises assisted, jobs created, or exports supported that you aim to deliver by year-end 2026,
Mr. Speaker, the programs or the ones that are in focus for the DTI are international trade programs, export and investments promotion, specifically on halal, priority clusters in creative industry, the consumer protection, especially on internet transactions and vape, and MSME development, the technical assistance given to MSMEs with regard to product development and other marketing strategies. So,
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor. You just mentioned internet consumers connection, especially those online platform shopping. Meron ba tayong isang department o isang tinatawag natin na task force na titingin sa ating mga online na transaction, especially yung mga marami tayong na-scam. Marami na-scam natin mga kababayan. Do you have any, something like an department to look on only specializing sa mga ganitong transaction? Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, according to the Internet Transactions Act, there was an e-commerce bureau created that would monitor especially sales online and monitor those platforms that engage MSMEs for their online selling. So there is an e-commerce bureau to monitor these sellers.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, may I know for the last 3 years if anyone na nahuli na natin o you penalize them or you sanction any online selling company?
So the e-commerce bureau the complaints that go through them, they either refer it to the proper government authority, but the ones that are under their jurisdiction, they issue takedown orders, especially if the seller has been found engaging in illicit activities and illicit trade. So the e-commerce bureau has already issued takedown orders for such sellers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor. Under the Strategic Investment Priority Plan, which industries are prioritized by fiscal year 2026? Can you provide the projected peso amount and expected number of jobs per industry cluster?
So the priority industries are the IT BPM, manufacturing, healthcare, and and services like maintenance, repair, and ship repairs. Mr.
Can you
Speaker.
repeat that, Mr. Speaker? Medyo mahina ang dating.
The priority industries for the DTI are mainly the development of the IT BPM, the healthcare, manufacturing, and services like maintenance, repairs, and other ship repairs, Mr. Speaker.
Can you also projected the peso amount that we're expecting? I want yung pong currency o kung ano yung in-expect nating revenue amount.
So, as of now, Mr. Speaker, dear colleague, there are no expected revenues yet. They are mainly focusing on the number of investments being drawn in here in the country. So, we can provide if the distinguished colleague accepts that offer, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I'm gladly just submit it for future reference. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and our distinguished sponsor. I'm going now on budgetary performance, utilization, and new appropriations. Mr. Speaker, we note significant increases in the budget of some attached agencies, especially Center for International Trade Expositions and Mission, or CITEM, is proposed to receive 711.4 million. This is almost 3 times higher than its 2025 budget. With this increase, how many trade fairs, export promotions, events will actually be mounted, and more importantly, what is the projected export value to be generated in 2026 vis-a-vis to 2025? Ano po ang in-expect natin dito na mag-judge?
So, for CITEM, one of the key factors for their large budget is the maintaining of the permanent showroom. So there will be continuing showroom for MSMEs to join. So a large chunk of the budget is dedicated for such purpose. So, for the permanent showroom, they are targeting at least 300 MSMEs to join. The employment generation, they are targeting also 3,000 employees. As for the livelihood impact, they are expected that 4,000 families would be benefit. As to the number of institutional buyers, they are targeting at least 150 buyers to engage in trade in the permanent showroom. As to the number of events hosted in the permanent showroom, they are targeting 5 to 10 events, and for the number of participants during the said events, they expect at least 2,000 participants in the showroom. Aside from that, they also have different trade fairs from Design Philippines, Manila Fame. Now, the target number of companies would be 300. Target export sales would be 4.7 million US dollars. There are also other trade fairs under the Design Philippines, Maison and Objet, Ambiente, High Point Furniture Market, Tokyo International Gift Show. So there are a lot of events catering to different industries, design industry, creative industry, semiconductors, sustainability, and food. So there are upcoming events going to be posted by the SITEM during the next year.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, distinguished sponsor. And I was happy when you mentioned almost over 2,000 MSMEs will be benefited from this expo, no? Aside from that, you know, I'm going to the Aurora Pacific Economic Zone, or APECO, is allocated to 262.5 million, nearly double its 2025 level. Is this correct? Ito ba, tama ho ba ito? Na 262.5 million.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, that's correct.
Okay, so my follow-up question, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor. Among its mandate is to develop the economic zone in certain areas in Aurora. In concrete terms, how is APECO carrying out this mandate?
For APECO, Mr.
APECO.
Speaker, so APECO is undergoing renovations. They have different promotional activities there. One of which is they maintain hotels for investors to engage in that area, because since it is a economic zone, there are incentives given to those who invest in that area. So they maintain lodging, different recreational activities. Also, part of the budget is for investment promotion. So they invite different investors, like one of the pronouncements there, I think it was mentioned that US has taken interest in investing in that area for purposes of having a strategic location in the Asia Pacific region with regard to the, so, as mentioned also, there are also 4 ongoing business locators registering in that area also, Mr. Speaker.
As we know, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, in order for us to attract more foreign investor, the major infrastructure projects, you know, for example, in power distribution, water system, airport improvements, or roads, and how many we need this in order for us to have a data cost allocation and how many investor locators or jobs that are projected to enable. Ito po, pag naayos ba natin itong mga roads, bridges, power distribution, and water natin, especially airport, is already on the way na ba? On the way na ba lahat yan? O nagsisimula pa lang tayo? And the completion date kung meron at kung kailan?
As for the water system, Mr. Speaker, it is already completed. As for the distribution line, it is nearly completed. It's about 98% done. But for the roads and other projects it's still ongoing. So for the airport, it is already expected that first quarter of the year 2026, there will be commercial flights.
So we're expecting, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Sponsor, the airport is the most important, so that they can traverse those products they have 2026 ang completion. First quarter,
Well, Mr. Speaker, during the first quarter, it will start, the construction will start for the terminal building. So,
next year po, sisimulan pa lang, Mr. Speaker.
yes,
Is that correct?
Mr. Speaker.
So how long this will be in operation?
So, for APECO, it's mainly dependent on the budget they receive from Congress. So,
So the budget you received, Mr. Speaker, I don't think it's not even enough. It's only 262 million. No?
yes, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, I think we need to push more, to put more budget. So airport is very important, no? For international investor to come in, especially in Aurora province. So I think we have you being the vice chairman of operation, I think you can ask them to put more money. No, instead of 2 years to years, so it has to be done right away. So DTI can perform the job, and especially it will generate jobs in that area as soon as that one. So I support your budget when it comes to, especially to the airport, no? And then my next question, I still have time. The shared service facilities, or SSF project, has long been presented as a flagship intervention to help our MSMEs access modern equipment and improve their competitiveness. This has received consistently high funding. So my question is, how is the fund utilization for this project? Ano ho nangyari na rito?
Mr. Speaker, dear colleague, for transparency purposes, I'm just getting the percentage, but from what I remember, the budget utilization as for shared service facilities in the past 2 years has been low, mainly due to different factors, such as as of December 31, 2024, the utilization rate for the SSF, for MOOE, it's 95%, but for capital outlay, it's at 58%. And for, as of July 31, 2025, for MOE, it's at 40%, but for capital outlay, it's at 9%. So the utilization right now is low, mainly due to different difficulties, especially in procuring the different equipments. And so for the reasoning for the low utilization of SSF funds, some of the initial projects were canceled due to the cooperators' withdrawal. The ones who will operate the shared service facility withdrawn. And majority of the approved projects are at various stages in the procurement process. In addition, procurement for some of the equipment and machinery are planned for the third and fourth quarters. That's why the budget utilization for SSF has been low.
So it's very disheartening, Mr. Speaker, na mababa yung utilization rate. So, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, the Commission on Audit has repeatedly flagged issues in SSF implementation. How many of these problematic facilities have actually been resolved, rehabilitated, or liquidated to date?
So, for the shared service facilities, from the number, there are at least more or less 3,000 shared service facilities in the country. I think 3% was already disposed of due to the non-operation of said shared service facilities. At least half are given to the operators and are successful in operating the shared service facility, but also at least less than half are still maintained by the DTI under their supervision and control, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor. The BOI is asking for a 31.5% increase in its budget for investment promotion. Is that correct, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Sponsor? They're asking for an increase of almost 32%.
They are asking for 20.59%.
How much is that, Mr. Speaker?
20.59% more than its 2025 appropriation, Mr.
Okay,
Speaker.
so with this request comes the responsibility to demonstrate concrete outcomes with almost 600 million proposed. What specific targets in terms of jobs, investment, and measurable results are tied to this increase? Ano ba, what do we expect if you're asking more than we're supposed to give you the budget, no? You said 20%, but according to my records, almost over 30%. Ano ba in-expect natin in return to make sure that the budget that will be allocated or will be given to BOI ay magre-resulta na maganda, positive result?
So, other than the investment promotion activities of the BOI, the budget allocated for them will also cover those fiscal support arrearages for comprehensive automotive research strategy under the locally funded project. And also for the targets, I'm just getting the numbers, Mr. Speaker. So for the target of the BOI, the number of employment generated from investment promotion activities approved projects, the target would be 95,439. As for the income, as for the amount and percentage increase in the amount of investment promotion agencies approved investments, it would be targeted at 1.151 trillion pesos.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor. The follow-up question will be, what concrete efforts are included in this proposed budget to address the country's difficult business climate, particularly insolvency issues, which continue to weigh down our global competitiveness rankings? Ano bang reason bakit magkakaroon tayo ng mga insolvency as far as our investors are concerned? Do you have an issue like that, Mr. Speaker? Distinguished sponsor, mga insolvency natin?
So, may I clarify, Mr. Speaker? Are you questioning regarding if there are issues of insolvency in the MSMEs?
I'm not question, I'm just asking kung ano talaga nangyari. Do you have an insolvency problem ba? As far as investor concerned, meron ba o none? If none, that's fine.
Well, the department says there's
There's none.
no insolvency
Okay,
problem.
so, okay, that suffice, Mr. Speaker. So I'm moving up to my next question. I think this is more important from the previous one. is there where the Small Business Corporation, or SBC Corp, serve as the financing arm of government for our SMME, with SB Corp fully funded at 1.50 billion in 2026. How many SMMEs are expected to benefit, and what will be the average loan size per enterprise?
So, for the fiscal year 2026, they are targeting the SB Corp, Mr. Speaker, is targeting at least 27,500 MSMEs to avail of their programs. Mr. Speaker.
So that includes small to the bigger one, right? Na paglulong
Yes.
nyo, it varies.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. So my follow-up question, given the Philippines currently records the highest MSME non-performing loan rate in Asian at 10.3%, what is the agency's target delinquency rate for 2026? And how many delinquent accounts are expected to be restructured or collected within the year? So as far as the Asian rate is concerned, for delinquency is 10.3%. And tayo po, ano ba in-expect natin rate ang mga delinquent natin? Just a ballpark figure, Mr. Speaker. Also pa.
So, the SB Corp adopts an internal target of not more than 20% default rate under the P3 loan portfolio. As of now, it is recorded at 7.35% default rate as of June 2025, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Since you mentioned the P3 program was designed to win MSMEs away from abusive 5-6. Alam naman natin mga 5-6 talagang loan shark yung kung tawagin natin. But its long-term impact depends on its sustainability. How will loan repayment be closely monitored to ensure that the P3 program remains sustainable and continues to benefit MSMEs without overburdening public resources? So do you have any catch-up plan to make sure that the P3 will be sustainable in the future to come? Ano bang in play natin ginagawa natin ngayon to safeguard, to make sure the P3 will be sustainable?
So, for the sustainability of the program, there is also a movement for a stronger management for the SB Corp. Also, if I'm not mistaken, there's also a move for the institutionalization of the P3 program as a permanent program for MSMEs to avail of, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now I'm winding up to my question, and this is my favorite, energy sector investment. No? Since, you know, we're in energy sector, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Sponsor, allow me to focus on the crucial energy sector, which affects both industry competitiveness and welfare of Filipino household. These questions are directed to BOI. Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, out of total approved investments in 2024 to 2025, how many billions of pesos were energy related, and what is the projected figure for 2026?
Mr. Speaker, for 2024, the investments totaling, there are a total of investments of 1.3 trillion for renewable energy. As for the 2025 numbers, for this year, January to August, there are already 591 billion investments in the renewable energy sector.
So that's for only January to August this year.
Yes.
And then how the projected figure for 2026? Just a ballpark figure, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Sponsor. So we started in 2024 is 1.3 trillion, Mr. Speaker, and then in August you said almost half already, 591 million for 2025. It's only January to August. Now for 2026, do you have any projected figure for our renewable energy?
So the BOI projects it at the same level as the 2024, more or less at 1 trillion pesos, Mr. Speaker, dear colleague.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just a follow-up question. How are you coordinating with the DOE to ensure the incentives under Create Law and Strategic Investment Priority Plan, or SIP, are aligned with our energy security needs? Do you have coordination with, as far as the Department of Energy is concerned?
So, for the BOI, Mr. Speaker, there is full coordination with the DOE. So, they consult with the DOE regarding the guidelines on which companies to register to the BOI, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, the reason why I asked that question, because as you know, energy is very volatile, no? So, every month, nagbabago to. So, I hope you have a liaison officer between DTI, the BOI, and of course the DOE. And kasi importante po ito, no? So, this will be my last question, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Sponsor. How many approved energy projects are located in off-grid or underserved areas? What is the committed completion timeline for this? Do you have any idea, or it's more on DOE ba ito? That's why I keep on saying that DOE and BOI, Mr. Speaker, should have a meeting almost every month because nagbabago kasi ito eh. Do you have any idea o ganyan?
Mr. Speaker, the BOI is not ready with that information, but they will generate such data and give a copy to the distinguished colleague for their information.
That will be enough for me, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Sponsor. For my closing remark, Mr. Speaker, if you allow me, I thank the Secretary of Trade and Industry, of course, our distinguished sponsor, as well as the leadership of the Board of Investment for answering the questions raised by this representation. It is my earnest hope that the responses provided in this chamber will not remain as only statements on record, but will be translated into concrete actions and measurable results felt by our MSMEs, our industries, and every Filipino consumer. I support your budget of the DTI. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mrs. Sponsor.